you a man that has a girlfriend or a significant other or even your wife, and she does some things that just tick you off, that just annoy and frustrate the heck out of you, well, I have to say that you are not alone. You are not alone in this topic of discussion that we are having here today. And I am going to talk about some of the things that your woman does that annoys and frustrates you. And here's the thing. If you've never said these things to her, you can gently just email her this video, and then maybe you guys can have a conversation about it, because you probably brought it up, but because you're saying it, sometimes it's not received well when our partner or our significant other says the thing to us. But I am here to tell you that I don't take sides. I talk to men, I talk to women, because I am trying to make better relationships, specifically with Black couples. So today we are talking about the things that women do that turn their men off. Now, I have to say, I've actually done a video where I've talked about things that men do that turn her off. So you can check that one out if you have not checked that out. So let's jump right into it. Actually, let's not, because who am I and why is this important? My name is Marshawn Olanio. I am a shift relationship strategist where I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated. Now, let's jump into the things that women do that turn her man off. The number one thing is talking too much about the relationship and or the marriage. What does this really mean? It means every waking moment that you are fixated on the things that your man is not doing, the way that you expect the relationship to be going, but it's not going that way. You're fixated on how you can get him to open up and see things from your side every waking moment. And then when you see him, when you're actually in his company, now you want to talk about these things all the time. It's not to say that you should not talk about these things, because you absolutely should, because communication is king. However, you have to give him some breathing room. You have to give yourself some breathing room, because anytime you're fixated on something that you feel that is not going right, we have a tendency to continue to focus on what we deem as the negative. And then we start feeling some type of way about the man that we chose, as well as the relationship that we're in. And then we have a tendency to go down this rabbit hole where we're doing nothing but complaining, complaining, complaining. And nobody likes to be in a relationship with a continuous complainer. It's not sexy, sis. So you have to find ways to get this stuff out of you, to release it. I get that. Maybe you can talk to your girlfriend, right? Or maybe you can journal about it just to release it and get it out. The point is, me as Marshawn Olanio, is not saying to not have the conversations, but I am saying to choose a better time, and or if you talked about something one day or whatever, or if you can say, hey, we need to talk about X, Y, and Z today. Can we talk about these 2 or 3 things and we'll come back to the rest of them? That way he knows that I'm not about to be inundated with all of these things on your list of things that you want to correct, that you want to do, that you want to build, and all of these other adjectives that you want to add into his day, into his life. So talking, being fixated on the relationship every single waking moment can be very annoying and frustrating for your man, because he doesn't want to be in an emotional state all the time. It's very, very draining for most men to talk about the relationship all day, all night. So just give it a break. Talking about it a little too much. The second thing is acting as if he is your girlfriend. Men do not want you to act as if they are your girlfriend. They want you to keep some things so you can go and talk to your girl about it. Literally. That's why she's your girlfriend. Because women, we like to hear all the details. Every single detail, no matter what the topic is. Whether we're talking about a boss, whether we're talking about a husband or significant other, whether we're talking about children, we want to hear all the details. Like, hold on, we even stopping you when you're telling the story. Like, hold on, let me make sure I'm connecting all the dots. So this happened next and that happened next. We want to hear all those. But most of the time, your man don't. He wants you to get straight to the point. Facts only. This happened, then that happened. I don't care about what happened in between the 2 things that happened. Just that happened, this happened, and this is actually the result. That's pretty much how men move through the details, even when they're talking to other men. So they do not want you to treat him as his girlfriend. Like, I actually wrote a post on social media the other day, and and this lady was, I asked the question where I said something to the effect of, when you're talking to your man, have you called him girl during the time because you're like, yeah, girl, again? Some men it's not gonna bother. I get it, but for the majority of men, they do not want to be treated like your girlfriend. You need an outlet, and let's be real. A lot of our outlets, a lot of our ancestors' outlets, have now been cut down from us because we've moved away from our villages. But you have to learn how to create a new village, because again, your man wants to stay your man. He doesn't want to be treated like your girlfriend, listen to every detail that you have to talk about, and any other thing that you could think about that you do with your girlfriend. Like some men are against self care, specifically Manny and Petties. They don't want to do that with you. Can't force them. So find you an outlet. Find a girlfriend to actually treat like your girlfriend, so you're not treating your man like your girlfriend. Okay? The third thing is being able to just hang out without talking it out. We, and not is this every woman? Of course not. However, the majority of women that I know, clients included, as well as friends, they have a tendency to always want to fill the empty, non-spoken space. Sometimes men just want to be in the room with you, watching a movie, but not talking about anything serious unless it's something about the movie, unless it's something about the game, unless it's something about chill stuff. Very simplistic stuff. Nothing heavy. Let's just yeah, that was funny. Let's talk about what was on TV. Okay, cool. Right? You don't have to always fill the space. Actually, one of my brothers was telling me when he was dating at the time. He actually stopped dating this girl because every time that they were just in the car or just hanging out, she felt like she needed to fill the space with something. And he was just like, this is way too much talking. Like, I don't need to talk every waking moment that we're together. I get that we're trying to know each other, but like, calm down. I don't need to know or try to know everything about you all in one day. It is a thing, ladies, whether you know it or not. So you don't have to fill the space all the time. Learn to just be quiet, chill out, journal, read, listen to some music, listen to some gospel, listen to whatever you want to listen to, but do your own thing sometimes. Which actually brings me to point number 4, doing your own thing. I know it's kind of not related, but I'm going with it. Just rock with me. Number 4 is not initiating sex often enough. Okay, you didn't hear me. Not initiating sex often enough. Men do not want to always have to come to you. Like, literally, I have this man client right now. Well, he's like, me and my wife been together for about 30 years. And I'm just tired of always having to initiate. So guess what? Sometimes I just don't initiate. And then she come to me and then she'll say something like, you cheating on me or sleeping with somebody. And he's like, that's not even it. I'm just tired of always initiating. Man, we've been together for 30 years. You can't initiate. Sometimes you can't let me feel like I'm wanted. Ladies, we got to do better in this. You have to do better in this. Your man wants to feel wanted just like you want to feel wanted. You got to do better in this. Not initiating sex is very annoying and frustrating for every man that I've talked to as a client or as a potential client. They're frustrated and annoyed with their woman and women in general not initiating sex enough. Which brings me to point number 5, which actually does tie into the sex, which is withholding sex when you are pissed off. Now, the thing with this is this. Some men don't want to touch you when you pissed off, when they pissed off. I ain't talking to you. This ain't for you. However, if you're listening to this as the woman and you know that your man still wants to have sex with you, he still wants to touch you even when y'all pissed off, you got to stop withholding sex. Like, come on, man. Because one thing about having sex is this is one of the ways that men actually show love to you and for you. He's also telling you, I'm still attracted to you. I don't care if I'm mad or not. I'm still attracted to you. I still want you in that way. And then the third thing is that it actually opens up a can of worms because, again, he gets tired of asking you. And I'm not saying that he should go out and try to search and get it, whether he's paying for it or he's developing another relationship to get it, that's still wrong. However, it does happen because if I got to keep begging you, or every time you mad and you shut down, now I am uh, in with going through withdrawals as the man. I'm not saying that he has to choose that route, but let's be real, it happens. And so to alleviate these things, stop withholding sex. If your man still wants to have sex with you, when you two are beefing, have sex. I ain't saying it got to be best sex, but have sex. Open up the window and allow the rain to come in. Okay? You get what I'm saying? All right, sis? You stop it. The seventh and final thing is him asking for alone time, and for some reason it makes you suspicious about something that he's doing, that he's not telling you, that he's hiding from you. It may not be that at all. All of us need time to decompress. We all need time to release the day. Some people it takes a few minutes, some people it takes a few hours, other people it takes several hours up to a day. Whatever that time frame is, you need to have a blunt conversation about how much alone time you need, when it's needed. This also includes, but not limited to, when he wants to take trips with the fellas. Because if you like girls' trips, he probably likes fellas' trips. So allow your man to go out and release all of that stuff that he has bottled up within him, his frustrations included, with you and with life in general. Allow him to release all that stuff so when he does come back, he is a fresh and anew for you and the family. These are some of the things that women do that frustrate and annoy men. So you can stop doing these things, ladies. Seriously, you can stop doing these things. I am Marshawn Olanio, your favorite shift relationship strategist, where I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.